and thanks for staying with us. The 3 year regime of the Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service has benefited the federal government alongside with freight forwarders all over the country. Also on customs support, the Public Relations Unit of the Nigerian Customs Service continue to make impact in the just conducted course in Abuja. Plus, more report. I am Egesebe Etienne. Stay tuned. The Customs Management, under the leadership of the Siege of Nigeria Customs Service, has continued to increase the revenue base of the country alongside the war against smuggling all over the country.
The Nigerian Customs Service paraded 9 containers loaded with narcotics, fake and expired pharmaceutical products with a combined duty-paid value of 53.3 billion naira at the Apapa Area Command, reaffirming its commitments to tackling illicit trade and protecting public health. Speaking during the parade and the handover ceremony, the Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, said the seizures were the result of painstaking intelligence gathering, non-intrusive scanning, physical examination of cargo, and sustained collaboration with the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA.
This morning specifically relates to 9 seizures recently recorded by the Apapa Area Command following painstaking intelligence gathering, scanning analysis, physical examination, and active collaboration with the National Drug Law Enforcement Agencies. And let me quickly go through the seizures. The first is a 40-footer container with number CAAU 7569127, which was found on examination to contain 3,639 parcels of cannabis sativa, Canadian loud, weighing 1,819.5 kilograms, which were concealed alongside 3 imported vehicles and assorted automobile spare parts. We are going to see them later in the course of this briefing. There was another 40-footer container with number HAMU 3246311, which had in it 9,918 sachets of cannabis sativa, weighing approximately 4.95 metric tons, concealed alongside 2 imported vehicles and household items. Other seized items include 1 by 40-footer container, MRKU 3816476, which had in it 1,700 cartons, 170,000 bottles of codeine syrup, concealed with 38 cartons of insulated casserole dishes. There was indeed another container of codeine, number TGBU 5399178, which had 1,698 cartons, and that's about 170,000 bottles of codeine syrup, concealed with 36 cartons of casserole products. You will have noticed that the trend in the smuggling of the codeine syrup and the cannabis, it's about concealment. In terms of expired pharmaceutical products, we also have a 40-footer container with number HASU 4519480, which had 1,300 cartons of products, including tramadol, specifically Timacadol. We had another 140-footer container with registration number MRKU 4961275, which had 1,269 cartons of expired products, including oxytocin injection, Mexclor eye drops, and carbamazepine tablets. We have another consignment of 140-footer container PCIU 8771576, which had expired pharmaceutical products, including assorted chemicals like assorted tablets like cloxylene capsules, cyanamine, vitamins injection, Becoline complex B injections, and all of these were intercepted for violation of NAFDAC regulatory requirements.
Adeniyi said the seizures included a 40-foot container, CAAU 7569127 containing 3,639 parcels of cannabis sativa, popularly known as Canadian Loud, weighing 1,819.5 kilograms and concealed among imported vehicles and spare parts. Another 40-foot container, HAMU 3246311, contained 9,918 sachets of cannabis sativa, weighing about 4.95 metric tons, hidden alongside vehicles and household items. Also intercepted were two 40-foot containers, MRKU 3816476 and TGBU 5399178, carrying a combined 3,398 cartons of codeine syrup, about 339,800 bottles concealed inside casserole products.
Over of 6 narcotics drugs to the NDLEA and expired unregistered pharmaceutical products to NAFDAC by the CGC. Your presence demonstrates a shared and unyielding commitment to securing Nigeria's border and protecting public health from the scourge of illicit drugs and dangerous pharmaceuticals. At the Apapa Area Command, we remain resolute in driving the Comptroller General of Customs vision of a modern, technology-driven customs that strikes a perfect balance between trade facilitation and aggressive enforcement. Through relentless, intelligent-led operations, non-intrusive inspection technology, and robust intelligence collaboration, we are consistently intercepting prohibited and dangerous goods before they endanger our communities. Today's handover sent a clear and strong message that the Nigerian Customs Service will not tolerate the infiltration of illicit drugs and falsified medicines into our nation. We are fully committed to enforcing the law and working seamlessly with our partners to ensure these substances are properly investigated, prosecuted, and destroyed. I commend the NDLEA, NAFDAC, and other sister agencies for their steadfast partnership. Together, we are dismantling criminal networks and strengthening Nigeria's enforcement framework. On behalf of the officers and men of our Area Command, I express our deepest appreciation to the Comptroller General of Customs for his dynamic and transformational leadership and unwavering support.
The product is a good one. It can work to solve when you have cold or cat. But this one is unregistered product, meaning it's fake. You may take and you will get something else. You will get worse. The situation will get worse when it is taken. So that everybody should shine our eyes. We should, even though it has number, but this is fake number. It's very, very, very sad. But everyone has means now on your phone. Check for NAFDAC, for a product that is registered by NAFDAC.
Is the strength of synergy between us and other agencies of government. You heard from the representative of the chairman, NDLEA, how these consignments, particularly the Canadian Loud, has been tracked, working very closely with international partners, how it has been tracked all the way from where it was loaded onto Nigerian ports. This demonstrates that when we work together in environments like this, not just in the ports, in airports, at border stations, there is a lot of strength that lies in this synergy. I want to use this medium to really appreciate the opportunity and the readiness, the willingness of Brigadier General Buba Mawa, retired, and Professor Adeye of NAFDAC, with whom I found it very easy to collaborate, exchange views, intelligence on how we intercept this. What we are going to do now, the next level, is for us to also collaborate further in seeing how we can successfully prosecute those who are bringing this merchandise of evil into Nigeria. We have started, we are on the right track. We have an MOU with each of the agencies. We will activate the relative clauses to ensure in the MOU to ensure that we get this done. And like I said in my briefing, one of the things that we also came up with at our meeting in Brussels, the WCO meeting, is that the international partners, Interpol, INCB, they are also ready to collaborate with us to ensure that we fight decisively
the scourge of smuggling of controlled substances, bad products and drugs into our country.
The management of Nigerian Customs Service has continued to promote government agenda alongside the goodwill as approved by the government all over the world.
Drawing from the need to facilitate legitimate trade and combat illegal cross-border activities, the Nigerian Customs Service and the Customs Administration of the Kingdom of the Netherlands have signed a joint declaration on strengthening collaboration between both customs authorities, reinforcing ongoing efforts to enhance trade facilitation, border security, capacity building, and the fight against transnational organized crime. According to the information forwarded to the foresightng.com in Lagos by the Deputy Comptroller of Customs, National Public Relations Officer for Comptroller General of Customs, Abdullahi Maiwada, the declaration was signed in Brussels by the Comptroller General of Customs, Adewale Adeniyi, and the Director General of Netherlands Customs, Nanette van Shelven, following a series of high-level engagements between both administrations aimed at strengthening customs modernization, intelligence sharing, compliance management, and enforcement cooperation.
You are watching the program Customs Report.
The Comptroller General of the Nigerian Customs Service, Adewale Adeniyi, has secured a fresh one-year tenure as Chairman of the Council of the World Customs Organization, WCO, days after President Bola Ahmed Tinubu extended his tenure as customs boss by an additional 6 months. The renewal of Adeniyi's mandate was unanimously endorsed by member countries during the 147th and 148th sessions of the WCO Council held in Brussels, Belgium, reaffirming the confidence of the global customs community in his leadership. Speaking after receiving a warm welcome from members of the NCS management team on his return to Nigeria, Adeniyi disclosed that he had traveled to Brussels expecting to hand over the chairmanship, but was instead re-elected for another one-year term.
Hooray! Then we replace headdresses. Replace headdresses. Sir, at the end of this parade, may I ask you have permission to carry on with the rest of the parade? Sir!
Nigerian, is being elected. Not just being elected, but, as they say, also breaking their history. Been re-elected back to back. And each of the time it has been a kind of unanimous, election by popular acclamation. So one feels so honored, feels especially privileged that I am being chosen, by an organization that has 187 members from, different economies in the world. So it's a very big, huge responsibility, big obligation. But like we said, it's also an expression of confidence, in what we are doing in Nigeria, in the leadership that we're providing, in Nigeria. Remember that we just stepped down as the vice chair in our region before this election came through. So we are indeed very, very delighted, and it's not too difficult for us to see the convergence of objectives, what we do in Nigeria Customs and what is being done at the level of the World Customs Organization. The WCO is undergoing a structural reforms. The Secretariat is being reformed. The organization itself is being reformed. And we are currently on the 18th month of a 3-year, 36-month modernization plan
in the WCO. So we're almost halfway through to it. And this is exactly what we're trying to do here. We're trying to put in measures to ensure that we protect our revenue. We're trying to see what we can do to implement trade facilitation initiatives. And WCO in the modernization program also provides ample opportunity for us to collaborate with other agencies of government, UNODC, Interpol, the World Postal Union, and all of that. And this is exactly what we're also trying to do in Nigeria. So there is a kind of very high level of convergence, similarities in what we are doing at home. It seems like an extension of what we are doing at home, really. And so one is just so proud and delighted that the world has noticed it and they are giving us the opportunity to provide an expression of leadership.
Adeniyi made history as the first Nigerian to be elected chairman of the WCO Council, the highest decision-making body of the Global Customs Organization.
The Customs Area Controller in charge of Murtala Mohammed Command has been speaking on the activities of the CG of Nigerian Customs Service in the last 3 years. He said the service has increased its revenue base alongside increased a lot of revenue base for various commands in the country.
I felt so high as a custom officer because of the caliber of people on seat. During the presentation of that fellowship award to my CGC, because I will call him my CG. I refer to him as my CG. That's Dr. Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, MFR, PhD, DSM, FNIPR, PSC, DAGA, now FNIJ, which was added to him on the 25th of April. On the 15th of April, rather. 15th of April. 15th of April. It was a Wednesday. The first time a custom officer will be awarded with such a very high fellowship award. Because the institute itself was established in 1963, if I'm not mistaken, by the Press Institute to provide specialized media education. And it went into full operation in the year 1971. The institute, as it was then, was meant to just train some journalists, but the turnout of the institute, which Bashir Adewale Adeniyi was part of it, is start taking a new dimension now. Because so far they have 13 fellows, which our commander-in-chief, the president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is a fellow himself. So I feel so proud as a custom officer that my own CG is joining the group. If I can mention some of the big men who are board of the NIJ Governing Council, we have the likes of Segun Oshoba, Mohammed Goje, Danjuma Goje, Dapo Olorunyomi, Boni Haruna, Sakeshintin, Adebutu, Mr. Gbenga Adefaye, then Honorable Abike Dabire, to mention just a few. They are fellows. Then my CG now joined them. It's a good one for the customs, because he is the first, like Baba Oshoba said that day, he is the first ex-student to get an award as a fellow of the institute. So it makes me proud, and every customer officer should be very proud of that. That our own is a member of that great institute. So it's a good one for customs. And they said, according to Baba Oshoba, when they were selecting, say, does this man worth it to take the fellowship award? They all agree unanimously. This man, because Uncle Epu, in his article, I read it, he called him a man with Midas touch. And I believe.
The acting controller in charge of Ogun 1 Command has warned importers alongside freight forwarders who want to be smuggling things into the country to stop the acts, or he will be made to arrest them according to the law. He was speaking in Ogun State, Idiroko, where he displayed some seized items seized from smugglers all over the border.
At a media briefing in Idiroko, Comptroller Olukayode O. Afeni of the Nigerian Customs Service Ogun 1 Command presented what the data suggests is a case study in fiscal enforcement. A 238% year-on-year increase in revenue, the seizure of 4.63 billion naira in prohibited goods, and the first recorded export activity for the command in 2 years. The results, Afeni argued, illustrate a direct link between border security operations and measurable economic outcomes at the state and national level.
Second quarter of 2026, 1st of April to yesterday, the command collected revenue to the tune of 259,277,346 naira 89 kobo only, as baggage assessment, auction of perishable items, PMNs, and other charges. In comparison to the revenue collected same period last year, 2025, which stood at 76,814,207 naira. This clearly shows a progressive difference of 182,445,543 naira, depicting 238% increase in collection of the period under review. This difference recorded was made possible as a result of resilience of officers in ensuring that importers and agents are made to adhere strictly to import and export guidelines in tandem with the extant laws.
The numbers, revenue, seizures, and trade flows. The Ogun 1 Command collected over 259 billion naira in revenue from baggage assessments, auctions of perishables, PMS charges, and other levies. That represents over 182 billion naira increase on, or 238% over 76 billion naira collected in the same quarter.
Allow me to highlight some of these significant successes recorded during the period under review. In line with our efforts to prevent fatal road crashes caused by the use of substandard second-hand tires, on the 3rd of June 2026, the command's patrol team covering Ijebu-Ode axis intercepted a truck with registration number ENU 660XY bearing a deceptive for sale inscription, boldly written on the truck, designed to divert the attention of our officers. A thorough physical examination revealed that the vehicles was conveying 2,427 pieces of smuggled pneumatic tires. On the 16th June 2026, at about 2200 hours, a patrol team acting on precise intelligence intercepted a truck with registration number BKD 796XB along the Tori, Wasimi, Abeokuta axis. The driver ignored the initial signal to stop and sped off, 15th of May 2026 to be precise. Officers operating along Afami Bogila axis on the 14th June 2026 intercepted another truck with registration number DRK303XA. The vehicle was fully loaded with 630 bags of foreign parboiled rice at 50 kg each. Allowing uncustoms goods of this nation to market directly undermines and paralyzes our local industries, ultimately worsening unemployment among our teeming youths. We remain resolute in our mandate to protect the national economy and secure our land borders.
On enforcement, the command recorded 146 seizures. The duty-paid value of confiscated items totaled over 4 billion naira. Items included 2,807 50-kilogram bags of foreign parboiled rice, 9,482 parcels of cannabis sativa, 2,427 pneumatic tires, 16,525 liters of PMS in kegs, and 630 bags of rice intercepted in a single operation on June 14. In trade facilitation, the command lodged 20,972 metric tons of exports with a free on-board value of over 1 billion naira during the quarter. By comparison, the same period recorded zero exports. White talc, crushed thermal coal, and CNG were the primary commodities.
Just before I round up this week edition of the program, Customs Report, we brought you a report where the CG of Nigerian Customs Service has continued to make the country proud all over the world. For me, Egeseme Idie, thanks for watching.